All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Khushi. No problem, Ashish. It's okay, man. Not a problem at all. Good evening, Ashutosh, Chinmay, Rakshita, Saksha. Good evening, Viresh. Good evening, Pranav, Gokul. Good evening. Good evening, Ganesh, Sakshi, Basavaraj, Atharv, Abhishek. Good evening, guys. Shubh Sandhya, Pratesh. I know I need to do few things. Just give me 1 minute. I don't know. I changed it. Sorry. Yes. Got it. So yeah, so here we are. We are to our last chapter of this second PU, right? As promised and as said, we will finish your syllabus in the month of November end. Today is, I guess, the last day of November, and we'll finish it today comfortably and quietly. Good evening, Ravi Kiran. I hope you're doing well. Today is effectively last class of chemistry, and today is effectively will be last Kahoot of this class. Okay? And yeah, so what many of you will have a doubt before you ask, I'll tell you what we are going to do from tomorrow. We are going to start revising your first year topics from tomorrow, right? That is totally on an individual whether they want to attend or not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to revise all the concepts in half an hour, like formulas, all those things, whatever concepts are there in that chapter, and remaining half an hour, 45 minutes, we'll solve questions on it. This is what we are going to do in every class, right? One class, approximately one chapter. Chapter wise, for starting from first year, same order, except inorganic will follow the order. Except inorganic will follow the order. All right, let's start then. No. After this, if I start doing Kahoot, when will I? Matlab, one class I have to do one chapter, and in that also you want me to do Kahoot. So कैसे होगा वो? For chemistry it is applicable. Other subjects का I will let you know. Chemistry में तो I am going to do this. ठीक है? And once I finish first year ka, I'm not going to revise second year chapters. Second year ke liye whatever doubts are there, that I will discuss. No. Kahoot is not on chemistry. Kahoot is general, but a good one. First chapter revision. Yes. So tomorrow we'll revise mole concept. Okay. Midterm portion. So midterm portion will be basically your pura organic chemistry, right? Midterm portions will be your pura organic chemistry, your P block, D&F block, and coordination. This is your midterm portion. I hope it is clear. So whatever you have written for unit test, apart from that, everything. Your midterm exams are in the third week of December. Your midterm exams are in third week of December. Polymers is uploaded, Saksha. It's not in separate folder. Saksha, it is uploaded. It was uploaded, I guess, yesterday only, but it is not in separate folder. Atar, how will you have an online farewell, man? Yeah, I'll repeat the portion of your midterms. Your midterm portion is, I'll write it basically. Okay. So your midterm portions are P block, D and F block, coordination compounds, so that you can start preparing from now only. Then haloalkanes, haloarenes, alcohol, phenol, and ether. Aldehyde and ketones. And carboxylic acid. This is one chapter in textbook. Then you have amines and biomolecules. So this is your syllabus of midterm. Midterm means 50% syllabus. You have 16 chapters in your syllabus. We are giving you 8 chapters. Okay? Midterm, I think, will be one day exam only. Will the test be offline or online? We will inform you on your groups. Right? कितने मार्क्स का टेस्ट होगा? फुल मार्क्स 70, 100. Physics, chemistry, bio 70, maths 100. This exam is applicable to all Karnataka PU students. I know that, Pritesh. That's why I told you, we'll inform it later. This is according to reduced syllabus only, na? Of course, according to reduced syllabus. Don't worry. According to reduced syllabus. Not for CBSE. CBSE students, it's optional for them. If they want, they can write. If they don't want, they can ignore. According to reduced syllabus. I think I have made it very clear. And it is in 3rd week of December. You'll get other subject syllabus also posted in this week. This is in 3rd week of December. Okay? So I hope I made it clear. Any other queries? I'm going to start the next chapter. Anyone have? I'm going to start and finish also. It will take half an hour to finish. I have to just tell you medicine and their rules. 3rd week of December means from 16 to 22. You can have between this 16 to 22. 3rd week का मतलब ये होता है 16 to 24 में कभी भी हो सकता है बेटा. 3rd week का मतलब वही होता है ना 16 to 22 में कभी भी हो सकता है. Correct? 3rd week I think means this only. Full portion empty. Empty, whatever is given on your schedule, right? December schedule list is there, right? Course planner. Empties will happen according to that. Empties will happen according to that. January may you'll have full test. Whatever test syllabus is given on your this thing, empties will happen according to that. Yeah? I didn't get your point, Pritish. Ha, let those concepts be deleted. Will not ask you questions from that. Don't worry. No, all subjects will not be in one day, of course. One day, one subject, I think. It's a 3-hour exam, right? One day, one subject. That will be done, Athar. Leave it. I didn't get your point, Swarna. That is for revision. What does revision means? What does revision test means? Revision test means revision test. What should I explain you in that? If you want any detailed clarification, WhatsApp me. I'll give you a clarification on WhatsApp. Chalo. And global students should have also got their JEE test revision students. Global students should have got their JEE test revision schedule. You can start preparing according to that. Okay? Chalo, let's start. Empty pattern is not up to date. I didn't get your point, Gokul. What is not up to date? 25M is what? See, Gokul, you read your message again, beta. Assume you don't know what you're trying to say and try to understand what you have written. You will yourself not understand what you have written. Empty pattern is not up to date. 25M. What is 25M? that you can ask. Monisha, that's what I said. No, revision classes will be done. empty के लिए there is no dates sent Rakshan. Whatever I have written here is your thing for midterm. ठीक है? In that group you will find the schedule and planner sheet, Rakshan. You can refer it for your MTs. ठीक है? चलो, let's start. There is a testing separate for them, Monisha. For them, it was planned way earlier. They have some test yet pending to write, that they will write. They have not finished those tests. That test I'm talking about. Chalo, let's start. Yes. So what we are going to study in this chapter? Basically, this chapter is divided into two topics that you need to study about. One is medicines. You need to know about different medicines and its chemistry and its role in medicines. Chemistry and daily life. You have to see three applications of chemistry in daily life. One is medicines. Second is food preservatives. And third part is your soaps. These are three things you need to study in this chapter. Okay? Now, I will tell you everything what is there in this. You have to go in detail and remember the examples. That's the only thing which is very challenging here. Right? Now, when you start with drugs, there is a salient difference between medicine and a drug. There is a very basic difference between a medicine or a drug. Okay? If you're using any chemical substance for curing the disease, then you say it is medicine only if it does not cause addiction, right? So any medicine, if you're using which can cause addiction, then you say it is a drug, right? So any chemical substance curing a disease with addiction, then it is drug, right? And without addiction, then it is medicine. So matlab, we can definitely say every drug cannot be a medicine, right? But every medicine is definitely a drug. Every medicine is definitely a drug because you're using a chemical compound for treating a disease. So when you're treating a chemical compound when you're using a chemical compound for treating a disease, then you say it is a drug. But if it does not cause addiction, then we say we can use it in medicines. Then it is known as medicines. No, I have not said anything opposite. Athar, read it carefully. I have not said anything opposite. I said if something does not cause addiction, then it is a medicine. If it causes addiction, then it is a drug. Okay? That is a major difference between them. So any chemical compound which can be used in treating diseases is a drug. But if it does not cause addiction, then we can say it as a medicine. Example, malaria के case में you use morphine and quinine. In curing malaria, you use morphine and quinine. But morphine and quinine you cannot take too much dosage. So morphine and quinine are considered as drugs, right? Because they are addiction causing. They can cause addiction, right? Painkillers, another example, right? Then there are many other medicines who can cause addiction. So majorly morphines and quinines, right? Then I would say, no. What I said is I have said correct. Every drug is not a medicine. Getting a point? Every drug is not a medicine. Right? Every drug is not a medicine. Every chemical compound, you cannot use it as a medicine. This is what I'm trying to say. Right? So you can say every medicine is a drug. Every medicine is a drug. Obviously, na man. Every medicine is a chemical compound. Every medicine is a chemical compound which is used for treating the disease. Correct? Every medicine is a chemical substance which is used for treating disease. So it is a drug. Correct? but you cannot use every drug as a medicine, because some drug may have addiction also. Some drug may have addiction also, so you cannot use them as medicine, right? Some drugs may have addiction also, correct? Array, see, drug is a broader category. Drug is a broader, you can say drug is a universal set. In that, you may have a chemical compound which can cause addiction, which may not cause addiction. This is what I'm trying to say. If your chemical compound does not cause addiction, then you can use it for medicine. Drug is a general category. So medicine is a subset of drug. You can say in a way. Medicine is a subset of drug. Okay? Beta, every medicine is a drug. You should know this. You can go home and do a proper research on it. Every medicine is a drug, but every drug cannot be used as a medicine. That is a difference, right? So drug ka definition is any chemical compound which can be used for curing disease. It may or may not cause addiction. That is your drug. If it does not cause addiction, then you consider it as a role for medicinal chemistry. Correct? Otherwise, तुम लोग मॉर्फिन आराम से मार्केट में मिल जाता तुम लोगों को, right? Yes. So इसीलिए तुम्हें मॉर्फिन इजीली आराम से मार्केट में मिल जाता है. गो एंड गेट मॉर्फिन वंस. 4 चप्पल मार के भगाएंगे तुम्हें. मॉर्फिन लेने जाओ जरा. Go and tell them you have malaria, you want morphine. You'll get red face here and back everywhere you'll be red. ठीक है, पुलिस वाले अलग पकड़ेंगे. ठीक है, so morphine is a banned compound. ठीक है, तो this is what I wanted to say. You can buy Morphine. Yeah, you can buy Morphine. Chalo, let's start with different classification of drugs. Okay. So if you see biological definition of a drug, drugs are chemical substances of low molecular mass which can interact with macromolecular targets in your body. That is carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, and lipids to produce biological response. Okay. Morphine is a painkiller also. Morphine is a not painkiller. देखो, morphine kind of slows down your central nervous system. So the pain ka message will not come to your body part. Let's say this part may, this is what I know, right? Let's say this part may pain is there. So if you take a morphine, your central CNS becomes little slow, right? And if it becomes little slow, the message stimuli which has to come from brain that this pain is, this part has a pain. If you can control your brain, you'll never have a pain in your body. So the message becomes delayed. So your pain gets reduced. That's, I think, how it works. Okay. So yeah, let's start with the antacids. All of you know about antacids. You have studied it in class 10th also, right? You have studied it in class 10th also. What are antacids? These are chemical substances which neutralize excess of acid in your stomach and maintain a proper appropriate pH level in your stomach, right? What is cheating? You can say it is cheating. You can say it is cheating. So why I said here your introduction slide was about cheating only. थोड़ी सी cheating allowed है. Correct? So examples याद रखने हैं. You have to remember examples. Again, I'm saying. So what are some antacids which you can use? Cimetidine, ranitidine. Their commonly available name in markets are Zantac and Tegamet. These are the medicines which can be used as antacids. Another important thing here is, you must have studied about milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia. Remember, milk of magnesia. Yes, so milk of magnesia also act as antacid. Magnesium hydroxide. Yes, suspension of magnesium hydroxide. Structures, JEE वालों को तो याद रखना है, NEET वालों के लिए चलेगा. JEE people have to remember structures also, which are given in textbook. ठीक है? So yeah, milk of magnesia is also an antacid. Remember that. It is suspension of magnesium hydroxide in water. Now, what are antihistamines? Antihistamines are those drugs which prevent the allergic reactions in your body. If you have an allergy, right? You take antihistamines. So antihistamines are used to control allergy in your body. Chemicals which neutralize the, see, why you get allergy? Because your histamines, right? So histamines are the your what do we say? Hormones, correct? So histamines are released when some chemical reaction happens in some part of the body. So what is the role of antihistamines? They control and inhibit the growth of release of histamines. So histamines are responsible for your side allergy or allergic reactions in your body. So the growth of histamines or the release of histamines is controlled by antihistamines. Examples are brompheniramine, right? Brompheniramine, terifenadine, and pheniramine, right? Maleate. So these are their common names: Avil, Seldane, Dimetapp. So you should not remember their common name. You should remember their chemical names. The chemical names are important, right? You must have heard about a medicine called LCZ, levocitrizine or citrizine. Levocitrizine or citrizine. That's also belongs to this class of compounds, antihistamines. Okay? Not now. In the year of 2001 to 2010, medicinal chemistry was a big boom of science. Big boom, matlab two science. One was medicinal chemistry, one was your polymer chemistry. So this is when you started seeing this PVC pipe. This is when you started seeing non-stick utensils. So inka production was in huge amount. So medicinal chemistry became a boom in the coming years, right? This is what happened in 2001 to 2010 era. After that, like the necessity was not that much, and I would say the inventions were also not that much, right? So still now people are working on it. You may see some good things in coming future, right? So these are your antihistamines. Do you guys know the history of this company called Ranbaxy? Do you do you know this company called Ranbaxy? You guys don't know the company called Ranbaxy? It's a pharmaceutical company. It's a very famous company. Ranbaxy का pain relief आता है spray, right? So just go home and study the history of Ranbaxy. So it revolves around a person who had prepared the very famous paracetamol in our country, which made the cost of paracetamol brought very down. So initially, paracetamol used to be very expensive medicine. So he was the one who brought the cost of paracetamol very down. He had some patent on it. Then he sold that patent and raised money and started the company called Ranbaxy. You can go home and read about it. Yes, कुछ तो scam हुआ था, correct. Just go home and read about it. Right. Next are tranquilizers. Right. Chemical substances which are used to treat stress and mental diseases are known as tranquilizers. So these are the chemicals which will treat your stress, which will treat the mental diseases, right, happening in the person, and these are known as tranquilizers. Basically, agar dhyan se pucho, so there is no chemical which can treat you. There is a chemical which can stop these things from happening. They cannot cure the origin, right? Because they just go and stop the thing which is happening. That is their job. They cannot cure it completely. That is one thing which is there. So chemical substances which are used to treat ki jagah I will write which is used to reduce and control mental diseases known as tranquilizers. Examples are barbiturates, veronal and ametical, and equanil and meprobamate. Right? Yes, it will, Gaurav. So meprobamate. So these are the chemicals which act as tranquilizers. Now, noradrenaline is a mood elevator neurotransmitter. So these medicines are also known as neurocontrol medicines. Neurocontrol medicines, they control your, as I told you, they basically control your central nervous systems. There are medicines which when you eat, there are medicines which when you eat, you'll start feeling happy all of a sudden, right? So you start feeling happy all of a sudden. So how you start feeling happy? They control your central nervous system. They controls to some extent your stimuli, right? So it's also a neurotransmitter, right? They release they increase the release of the certain stimuli in your body, right? No, they don't contain enzyme, if I remember correct. They just trigger the release of certain hormones in your body. That's what I would say. जैसे adrenaline rush हो जाता है. How your adrenaline rush, right? So that kind of thing which happens here. So like you take a chemical which your CNS may release lot of stimuli, right? So they are responsible for making one particular stimuli to be released in more amount. You can say that. Okay? They just go there and make sure कि हाँ, they bind to a particular, let's say there are particular receptors for everything, like GABA receptors are there. So now I'm not going to the biology of this. So there are certain receptors which takes the signals, right? So they just go and activate those receptors so that they take signals in a much efficient way, right? And particular receptor they will activate, right? That's how they work, right? Let's move ahead. Yes, Vijay. So now analgesics. All of us are aware of these called analgesics. Now analgesics are chemicals which reduce the and abolish pain. So these are the chemicals which are used to reduce your pain in the body and control temperature in your body. So examples, aspirin, paracetamol, these are the examples. These are classified into two categories, narcotic analgesics and non-narcotic analgesics. Correct? I know aspirin is banned at one point of time. Actually, aspirin nahi, Disprin is banned. Disprin is banned in India. वो हरी पत्ती वाली गोली याद है? Do you remember that ad? Do you remember that ad? Do you remember that ad? One old guy comes and says, मुझे वो हरी जोड़ों में दर्द है. I have pain in my knees. Give me that green tablet. So that green tablet used to be Disprin. It was banned. You never saw such ad. That was a very famous ad when I was in my college, I guess. So why it was banned? Disprin. You should. Anyone who knows. No, it is not Patanjali ka. Why Disprin was banned? Anyone who knows? Yes. I'm surprised. Of course, there were side effects. Of course, there were side effects. नहीं देखो mainly Disprin was used for your pain, right? Whether it is mainly it was used for your pain, whether it is headache, whether it is knee pain. So that was the major reason it was used. Now it was banned because it had some side effects. Side effects like it can damage your liver on long run if you're consuming it a lot, and it can damage your brain to certain extent. Brain, liver, kidneys, it affects your kidneys a lot, right? So this was the main problem of the Disprin. It had a severe effect on your multi organs. So that why it was banned in general. Okay. Now let me come back. Do you guys know aspirin is still in use? If you are I don't remember that thing. If you're a heart patient, it is generally some doctors recommend you take half a tablet of aspirin at least 1 in 2 days, right? At least once in 2 days if you're a heart patient, because aspirin is also responsible for declotting your blood. It decrease the thickness of your blood. Aspirin. Okay, so that's also a side effect, but people use it for medicinal use now, right? Aspirin का side effect है वो, but still people use it. कि हाँ, it thins your blood. Yeah, it prevent heart. It's aspirin was never meant for a heart attack. You know? Do you guys know? Aspirin was never meant for heart attack. एस्प्रिन का साइड इफेक्ट था कि हाँ वो ब्लड को थिन करता है. दैट वाज लेटर ऑन पीपल स्टार्टेड यूजिंग इट कि हाँ ब्लड थिन करता है. So let's use it for heart patients. So half a tablet, you cannot use it too much also, to be honest, right? It's not too much also which you can use, right? It's not recommended to eat too much of aspirin. So that's why I said half a tablet in 2 days. If you are a very big heart patient, maybe half a tablet in a day. Aspirin is, as I said, no, it is an analgesic. It is used to reduce your pain and control fever, right? Yes, that's what I said. It is used to control pain and fever. So let's see non-narcotic and non-narcotic analgesics. Narcotic analgesics are drugs which are administered in small doses to relieve pain and produce sleep. These are called narcotics. Okay? So their main effect is they will reduce pain and produce sleep. You must have seen when you take some medicine, you start feeling sleepy, right? So those are your narcotic analgesics, right? Basically, you can say narcotic analgesics because they can cause addiction also to certain extent. They can cause addiction also. Example, as I said, morphine and heroin. Morphine is used for the anti-malarial. Morphine is used as anti-malarial. So they are, you can say they are addiction causing, right? They are chiefly used for the relief of post-operative pain, cardiac pain. I said you right, aspirin can be used for cardiac pain and pains of terminal cancer and in childbirth. These are potent drugs and their chronic use leads to addiction. This is not addition, this is addiction. Their chronic use leads to addiction. Matlab, if you use it too much, you'll get addicted to it. Screen gone. Wait. Yes, it's back. So what I said if you cannot use it in huge amounts because it can cause addiction. Okay? I'm surprised to see this much strength in this very basic chapter today. Thoda surprising hai वैसे. I don't know. Chalo, good. Now, if you move ahead, the non-narcotic analgesics or non-narcotic matlab non-addictive drugs. These are drugs which are not potent and do not cause addiction, but their purpose is same: reduce pain and control body temperature. Okay? Aspirin and paracetamol are the examples. Aspirin, paracetamol both act as analgesic and antipyretic. Matlab they can control fever also, they can reduce pain also. Okay? So they can control fever also, they can reduce pain also. Antipyretics mainly pain reduce करने के लिए use करते हैं. And analgesics are what I said. Analgesics are for pain, antipyretics are for fever. Okay? So antipyretics are for fever and analgesics are for pain. So aspirin and paracetamol act as both. Okay? Not potent means not potential to cause addiction. Not potential to cause addiction. Aspirin finds its use in prevention of heart attack as a reliever of pain because it has anti-blood clotting action. If you remember, I have taught you blood clotting in surface chemistry. Blood clotting is a process of what? It's a process. What happens in blood clotting? What happens in blood clotting? Do you remember? Surface chemistry I have taught you. Yes, it is caused by coagulation of blood. Coagulation of blood in your body. So coagulation of blood leads to clotting of blood. Blood start forming clots, thick clots. So what is the role? And if the clots are formed in your blood, your veins for heart attack patients are thin. So clots cannot pass through it, due to which pressure builds in your arteries and veins and you may feel a heart attack. So the purpose of them is to remove the clots and make your bloods thin and prevent the clotting of blood. Right? That's why you can use aspirin. Antibiotics. All of us know what are antibiotics. Any famous antibiotic, remember? Any famous antibiotic? Azithromycin, right? And most popular, of course, penicillin. Yes, most popular. So chemical substances which in low concentration kill the growth of bacteria or control the growth of bacteria. So antibiotics are made from microorganisms. First of all, antibiotics are made from microorganisms and they are used to kill the growth of bacteria or control the growth of bacteria. They are known as antibiotics. Example, जहां पे भी IN दिख जाए, all are antibiotics. Penicillin, tetracycline, erythromycin, ofloxacin, azithromycin. There are many of them. Chloramphenicol. This is something which generally people ask, क्योंकि इसके पीछे IN नहीं है. तो ये एग्जांपल पूछते हैं बहुत बार. Chloramphenicol is an example of antibiotic. The first antibiotic all of us know was discovered by Alexander Fleming. Paul Ehrlich developed the medicine known as Salvarsan for the treatment of syphilis. ठीक है, ये थोड़े फैक्ट हैं, you have to remember it. Some of this already you know, so we are moving ahead. Now this is something which I have shown you here is the structure of penicillin. Nowadays JEE में why narcotic drugs are so costly? Because they are banned. They are banned. Anything which is banned will be costly. I'll give you example. Bihar में alcohol is banned. Bihar में alcohol is banned. But does it mean alcohol is not being used in Bihar? No. Bihar mein, if you want, you can get alcohol home delivered. But cost will be high. Why cost is high? Because it is banned. So narcotic drugs are costly because they are banned. Why they're banned? Because they are addictive. Addiction causing. I told you, right? You go and find morphine anywhere. You will have to invest 200 rupees ka petrol plus lot of efforts plus lot of contacts, then you may get it. Okay? Penicillin G. So the problem with the JEE kids nowadays with this chapter is, I would be very happy if NTA removes this chapter from the JEE syllabus also, because JEE में इस chapter से आजकल बहुत फालतू क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं. This year question was how many chiral centers are there in penicillin. Now you have to remember the structure of penicillin to answer that. And this is given in textbook, so that's why I told if this chapter is there in your syllabus, remember structures of textbook. At least the JEE students I'm talking about. Remember structures given in textbook. Okay? So crocin is a medicine. Crocin is a analgesic. Right? So if you see, this was the question which was asked, that how many chiral centers are there in your aspirin. So this is a chiral carbon. This is not a chiral carbon. Sorry, methyl. This was a chiral carbon. This was a chiral carbon. Right? And then this was a chiral sulfur. Right? And then this carbon was chiral. So there were 3 chiral carbons in this. So there were a total of 3 chiral centers in this molecule. This was asked in 2019, January 2020, January attempt. ठीक है? तो क्वेश्चन क्या आते हैं स्ट्रक्चर से? इफ दे आस्क हाउ मेनी chiral centers are there and how many nitrogen are there, how many this functional group is there, so these are the questions which are asked. So I would suggest you to remember the structures given in textbook. ठीक है? And then question can be how many 4-membered ring are there in how many 4-membered ring are there in penicillin, how many 5-membered ring are there, how many bonds are which are amide bonds, carbonyl bonds. इस type के structure based questions you should practice for this chapter. ठीक है? अरे sulfur क्या? Phosphorus can also act as chiral center. We are not saying chiral carbon, na? We are saying chiral center. Why sulfur cannot? Tell me why sulfur cannot act. Just let me check. Here sulfur has, अच्छा यहाँ पे सल्फर नहीं होगा बिकॉज यहाँ पे 2 लोन पेयर है, तो यहाँ पे सल्फर नहीं होगा, यहाँ पे नाइट्रोजन होगा कायल सेंटर, यहाँ पे नाइट्रोजन होगा कायल सेंटर. 1 carbon CO and then there will be a H. नहीं, हाँ, this is nitrogen is a chiral center here. Sulfur will not be a chiral center. ठीक है? Sulfur has 2 lone pair same, so sulfur will not be a chiral center. Nitrogen will be a chiral center. ठीक है? Another nitrogen ये, will this be chiral? हाँ, this can also be chiral वैसे. Just let me check. Yeah, this nitrogen can also be chiral actually. This nitrogen can also be chiral actually. No, this nitrogen will not be chiral. This nitrogen will not be chiral because this nitrogen will go into resonance. It will become planar. sp2 हो जाएगा वो. Right? So this nitrogen will not be chiral. And this carbon, can it be chiral? CO. This nitrogen will also be not chiral. Sorry. This nitrogen lone pair will also go into resonance. This nitrogen is also not chiral. This carbon is chiral. This carbon is chiral. 1, 2, 3. Fourth is hydrogen. So there are 3 chiral centers. 1, 2, 3. None of the nitrogen is chiral because they are undergoing resonance. ठीक है? Is that clear, everyone? So इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन आते हैं, स्ट्रक्चर भी नहीं देते हैं, तो एनसीईआरटी के स्ट्रक्चर से एटलीस्ट कर लेना अच्छे से. इफ दिस चैप्टर इज देयर इन योर सिलेबस, आई वुड प्रे ये चैप्टर तुम्हारे सिलेबस से हट जाए. वैसे इजी चैप्टर है, बट ऐसे क्वेश्चन आएंगे तो क्या करोगे? यू कांट डू एनीथिंग, यू कैन ओनली गेस. चलो लेट्स मूव अहेड. बहुत सारा टाइम निकल गया हमारा. एंटीसेप्टिक्स, सो आई विल गो थोड़ा फास्ट. एंटीसेप्टिक्स, एंटीसेप्टिक्स, व्हाट आर एंटीसेप्टिक्स? इससे बहुत क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. एंटीसेप्टिक्स आर केमिकल सब्सटेंसेस व्हिच kill or prevent the growth of microorganisms. These are safe to be applied on living tissues. ठीक है? If you can apply them on living tissues. Thus, they are generally applied on wounds, cuts, skins, surfaces, etc. Example is Dettol, Bithionol, tincture of iodine, boric acid. ठीक है? So ये दोनों जनरली पूछ लेते हैं कंपोजिशन इन दोनों का. Tincture of iodine is 2 to 3% iodine in alcohol water mixture. Whereas boric acid, very important, boric acid is used as a weak antiseptic for eyes. कई बार eyes clean करने के लिए you use boric acid. ठीक है? It's very weak solution of it. Can be used as an antiseptic for eyes. So it is used to control the growth of microorganisms on your skin, which any surface with, मतलब, it controls the growth of microorganisms on living objects. You can apply it on living tissues. Whereas disinfectants are also control or prevent the growth of microorganisms applied on non-living tissues, which cannot be applied on living tissues, or they are applying on non-living tissues. Best example is your phenyl, which you use for cleaning toilets, right? So some substance can act as both antiseptic and disinfectant also. There are some compounds which can act as antiseptic also, disinfectant also. Best example is Dettol. Dettol, you can use it for antiseptic also. Dettol, you can use it for washing your floors also, correct? Cleaning your floors. So 0.2% solution of phenol is antiseptic, whereas 1% high concentration, you can't use it on living tissues on your body. Then it can act as disinfectant. So low concentration में Dettol can be used as antiseptic. High concentration में you can't use Dettol as antiseptic. ठीक है? It will be disinfectant. What are anti-fertility drugs? As the name suggests, it is used to control fertility, or it is used to control the pregnancy among women, right? So example is norethindrone or novestrol. These are the commonly used anti-fertility drugs, right? Dettol का chemical composition, it's a chloro compound. Dettol का chemical composition, it's a chloro compound. There are 3 compounds actually. Dettol का composition, it's a chloro something, chloroquinol. Yes, chloroquinol, and one more compound is there. I will check. It's chloroquinol and something. Chloroxylenol, sorry, not chloroquinol. It is chloroquinol, chloroxylenol. It is chloroxylenol. Dettol is a mixture of chloroxylenol and terpineol. Terpineol is a steroid. It comes, terpenoids are also class of steroids. So chloroxylenol and terpineol is your Dettol. Okay? And bithionol is added to your soaps generally. जो तुम्हारे soaps होते हैं, bathing soaps, they have bithionol. It is added for you see, when you take, your body gets smell due to bacterial decomposition also. So bitheol adds flavor and smell to that. That is the role of bitheol. Good quality soaps reduce the odors produced by bacterial decomposition of organic matter on the skin. So bitheol is added to good quality soaps. Okay. Next, chemicals in food or food preservatives mainly. तो chemicals in fruits में artificial sweetening agents आते हैं. In recent years, many calorie free sweeteners have been used. You know, 0 calorie sugars, low calorie sugars का ad देखते होगे, right? What are good quality soaps? Good quality मतलब which are not hard, which are soft soaps. The concentration of base used in that is less, so that is on hardness. What is steroid? Steroids are there are class of organic compounds. There is no particular definition. Steroids सुनते ही लोग के दिमाग में गलत definition आता है. Steroids belong to a class of organic compounds. Terpenoids, steroids, for example, terpenoids are mainly component present in terpenoil. So therefore they are named as terpenoids. So steroids are a class of organic compounds which contains many fused rings together. It's not like they have some use. Obviously, people use it for many purposes. But steroids does not mean bad drugs. Steroids can be positively as well as negatively used. Steroids is a class of drugs. Like this thing, anthracene, right? Fused rings. These are the class of compounds. Heterocyclics, that way. तो सैकरिन, एस्पार्टेम, एलिटेम, सुक्रोलोज, इनके स्ट्रक्चर भी टेक्स्ट बुक में अगर हैं तो पढ़ लो. लास्ट ईयर पूछे थे जेई में. लास्ट ईयर जेई में पूछे थे स्ट्रक्चर्स, राइट? अच्छा, वैसे इफ यू आर दैट, तो सोप्स, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट सोप्स फॉर डेली यूज. बसवराज, यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सोप्स फॉर washing clothes, right? The one which you are using are the soaps which are used for washing, which can act as better surfactant. We have done it in this thing also, surface chemistry. Okay? How is it different from human steroids? It is not different. Steroids are not separate, right? Human steroids are this, steroids and this steroids are this. There is no steroids separate steroids. Steroids are a class of organic compounds. People may use it for XYZ purpose. Terpenoids are also kind of steroids only, right? So there are many steroids which are available. So steroids को क्या बोलूंगा मैं? Steroids are class of organic compounds. It's a group of organic compounds, right? There is not like कि human steroids अलग हैं, animal steroids अलग हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. There is just a class of organic compounds which can be used for many purposes. Now, if you use them for this purpose, they are named this. If you use them for this purpose, they are named this. ठीक है? So if you talk about so these are artificial sweeteners, right? Example, saccharin. Saccharin is the most popular artificial sweetener. Diabetes patient usually use them. Diabetic patient usually use them. It is about 550 times more sweeter than sucrose. It is non-biodegradable and do not have any calorific value. Very important. It does not add any calorie to your body. Aspartame, it is the most successful artificial sweetener. It is roughly 100 times sweet as sucrose. It decomposes at baking temperature, therefore cannot be added to hot food items. Therefore, it is mainly added in cold food items and cold drinks. Okay? Sucralose, it's a trichloro derivative of sucrose. Sucrose, all of you know what is sucrose. Uska trichloro compound is known as sucralose. It looks and tastes like sucrose. It is stable at cooking temperature. Therefore, you can use them in hot food items. Right? It does not provide any calorie. Right? Now you are left with elitame. Elitame is approximately how much? It is approximately 1000 plus sweeter than sucrose. It is 1000 plus times sweeter than sucrose. Okay? Now you can go home and check the structure of these compounds in textbook. Their structures are important at least for JEE main students. Question same aayega, how many chiral centers are there in elitame? How many this is there in aspartame? Right? These kind of questions you will get. 1000 प्लस रेंज होता है. देखो, your textbook might give you 2000, 4000, etc., but generally it is a range. Its range usually lies between 1000 to 1500. This is the general range. But since textbook में given है, तो you can write 2000. textbook में upper limit दिया हुआ है. बट एलिटेम का रेंज होता है कि हाँ, कुछ एलिटेम्स 1000 होते हैं, कुछ 1200 होते हैं. इट्स अ रेंज ऑलवेज. टेक्स्ट बुक में 2000 दिया हुआ है, क्योंकि उन्होंने अपर लिमिट दिया है. ठीक है. एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स, केमिकल सब्सटेंसेस व्हिच आर एडेड टू प्रोसेस टू which are added to food to control the growth of microorganisms in food. Basically, the food should not go bad, food should not smell bad, food should not get spoiled. To control that, you add antioxidant. Best example is you add N2 gas in chip packet to control the oxidation of oil in your chips. So nitrogen, these are also called rancids. They are also called rancids, correct? Examples are BHT and BHA. So BHT is butylated hydroxytoluene. BHA is butylated hydroxyanisole, right? So these are used as your antioxidants to control the degradation of your food items. Food preservatives, chemical substances which are added to prevent the spoilage of food due to microbial growth, right? And they are used to control oxidation of fats and subsequent spoilage of food. They control the microbial growth in your food. Example, all of you know, vinegar is used as a food preservative. Pickles mein they add vinegar. Table salt, sugar, vegetable oil, sodium benzoates, salts of sorbic acid, propanoic acid, sodium metabisulfite. All these are examples of food preservative which control the growth of bacteria in your food or microorganisms in your food. Soaps and detergents. All of you know what are soaps. Soaps are, we have already done soaps, correct? We have already done soaps and its cleansing action, correct? In which chapter? Soaps are salts of long chain fatty acids. So here I'm going to teach you about detergents only, because that is what is more important in this chapter. Long chain fatty acid. So soaps are basically salts of long chain fatty acids. And how do you generally form them? If you take long chain carboxylic acid and you treat them with NaOH, you get RCOONA. And this R will be like C17H35, long carbon chain. Then you get plus water. So you say this is soap, right? So soaps are formed when heating a fat or oil with aqueous solution of KOH, right? So you can either take ester here or you can take its acid also. Both case you'll get the same. You can take ester also. If you take ester bond here, long chain ester, then you'll not get water here. Then you'll get alcohol here. Okay? So this R part should be very, very big. Okay? Now, this reaction is also known as saponification reactions, the formation of soap, right? Potassium soaps are softer to the skin than sodium soaps. Hence, they are used as toilet soaps. Toilet soap matlab bathing soaps. Potassium soaps are softer on skin than sodium soaps. Sodium soaps are used for washing soaps, mainly Nirma bar and all. Soaps do not work in hard water. All of us know why soaps do not work in hard water, because hard water contains calcium and magnesium ion. These ions are insoluble. These ions form insoluble calcium and magnesium soaps respectively when sodium and potassium soaps are added into it. So if you take reaction this is called scum formation. If you take RCOONA, your soap, and treat it with magnesium 2 plus ion, so your RCOO whole twice magnesium is formed, which will precipitate down as scum. It will precipitate down as scum, and this scum will create turbidity in your soap solution and will not let lather formation. Jhag nahi banega, right? It will not allow the lather to form in the soap solution. Now, what are synthetic detergents? They are also known as syndet. Detergents are generally sodium and potassium salts of long chain sulfates, hydrogen sulfates. Matlab RSO3Na. Soaps can be cationic, detergents can be cationic or anionic both. RCONA is your soaps, RSO3Na, sulfate group. If it is present, then you say it is your detergents. They contain sulfate group, right? So generally sodium salts of long chain hydrogen sulfates and sodium salts of long chain sulfonic acid. So RSO3H NaOH will give you sulfonic acid ka salt, RSO3Na, right? So there are three types: ionic, anionic, cationic, non-ionic detergents. Now, if you talk about anionic detergents, they are called anionic detergents because a large part of the molecule are anions, right? And it is the anionic part of the molecule which is responsible for cleansing action. Examples, you see C11H22, H23, CH2, SO3 नहीं आएगा. This will be SO3Na. C11H23, C11H23, CH2, SO3Na. So it is sodium salt of this long chain sulfate group, right? Alkyl sulfonate group. So it is known as sodium lauryl sulfate. Similarly, you have sodium 4,1-dodecyl sulfate. Their names are sufficient. Structure, I don't think so it is relevant. Okay? They have asked this in boards. Yes, they can ask examples in board, definitely. What is the difference between cationic and anionic detergent? These are also called, but this chapter is not there in boards now. These are also called cationic detergent because the major part is cation and the cation part is responsible for cleansing action. Example is cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. So cationic detergents are of this type: RNH3 plus Br minus, right? Matlab quaternary ammonium salt you will take, or you can take this also, R4N plus Br minus. So they are chlorides and bromides of ammonium ion. So they are, see here, ammonium bromide. So cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. Okay, so matlab N pe 3 times methyl is there, then cetyl is there. Cetyl is an alkyl group, long chain alkyl group, positive charge, and Br minus. So quaternary ammonium bromides are known as your cationic detergents, right? Non-ionic, which do not contain any ions. Example, polyethylene glycerol stearate, polyethylene glycerol stearate. Now detergents can be biodegradable as well as non-biodegradable, right? Detergents having straight hydrocarbon chains are easily degraded or decomposed by microorganisms, hence are called biodegradable detergents. So your detergent should have less branching. If they are linear, they will be biodegraded easily, right? So branching increases, biodegradability decreases. Example, sodium lauryl sulfate or sodium 4,1-dodecyl benzene sulfonate. They do not cause any pollution problems. Non-biodegradable detergents are the ones which are have branched hydrocarbon. They have branched hydrocarbon chain and are not easily decomposed by microorganisms. Example, sodium 4,1,3,5,7 tetramethyl acetyl benzene sulfonate, long name. They can cause water pollution. Okay? So these are your some important facts. You can read it for your information, but this is where your syllabus ends. What questions you will get? What questions you'll get? For example, see here. For example, you can see here. NEET 2013 question. Antiseptics and disinfectants either kill or prevent the growth of microorganisms. Identify which of the following statement is not true about antiseptics and disinfectants. Chlorine and iodine are used as strong disinfectants. Obviously, chlorine is used as disinfectants. Dilute solution of boric acid and hydrogen peroxide are strong antiseptics. Disinfectants harm the living tissues. This is true. You use disinfectants on floors. 0.2% of solution of phenol is antiseptic, 1% is disinfectant. This is also true. This is also true. Chlorine can be used as disinfectant. This is also true. This is wrong. Why it is wrong? Because not strong, they are weak antiseptics used for eyes. They are, boric acid is a weak antiseptic used for eyes. So ऐसे छोटे-छोटे line से questions आते हैं NCERT के. So therefore you should read it carefully. Deuteranol is a mixture of chloroxylenol and terpenol, right? Then you can see this. Which of the following is employed as antihistamine? Which of the following is employed as antihistamine? Chloramphenicol is antibiotic. Wrong, right? Northindrone is also not the one. It is your Northindrone, correct. Northindrone is your antihistamine, correct? If I remember correct, this is what I taught you. It is noradrenaline. Sorry, Northindrone is your anti-fertility drugs. Sorry, Northindrone is your anti-fertility drug, if I remember correct. Yes, Northindrone is your anti-fertility drug. So obviously this is wrong. This is also wrong. Correct. Now you're left with opramazole and diphenylhydramine. So diphenylhydramine is your antihistamine. Okay. It's like a bio chapter. Correct. It's like a bio chapter. So तुम्हारा ऐसे तुम्हें prepare करना है. There are some questions which I will upload. You can go through it. Which of the following is employed as tranquilizer? Okay. These are the questions you will prepare, and that's all. Drugs which are used to control anxiety and bring calmness are known as, right? So these are the drugs. These are tranquilizers. So this is a structure of aspirin. You should always remember structure of aspirin. बहुत बार पूछा हुआ है. This is your structure of aspirin. Definitely you should remember the structure of aspirin. बहुत बार पूछा हुआ है. ठीक है? तो structure of aspirin is your benzoic acid, your salicylic acid, COH. Salicylic acid go when you treat it with CH3COCl. CH3COCl, then OH will act as a nucleophile and undergo nucleophilic addition elimination, so that you'll get OCOCH3. OCOCH3. You'll get aspirin. After this, you'll get aspirin. ठीक है? So ये सारे, leaving those structure of those, will other questions come in JEE Mains? Structure based questions can come. Last year it has come. Other these structures, so definitely they can come. Whatever I have given the questions here, all the questions which I have kept here, they are important questions. See here, Dettol is a mixture of, it has been asked 2 times. Repeated. Correct? So all these questions are important. Previous year questions sare karo, that is sufficient. NCERT ek baar pad lo. That is more than important. Chalo, that's all. That finishes your syllabus for this chapter. Read textbook, solve previous year questions. That will be sufficient. Difference between steroids and drugs. Steroids and drugs. देखो, organic chemistry wise, I can tell you difference. But in general, drugs mainly used for curing disease. Steroids are mainly used for increasing your performance. Right? So biologically, how they are different, I need to check. I don't remember now. Chemically, they are definitely different. Right? Chemically, they are definitely different. Chemically, they are definitely different. क्यों? तुम्हारा maths खत्म हो गया है ना? Your maths is over. Athar, your maths is over, man. Already. Chalo, let's start your Kahoot. Last Kahoot of this subject. What is the answer to the 13th question? What was the 13th question? The drugs which normalize the body temperature. Body temperature के लिए antipyretics. Antipyretics. Temperature antipyretics, pain analgesics, if I remember correct. Pain के लिए analgesics है, temperature के लिए antipyretics है. Chalo, let's see this one. Your game pin is 6077378. 6077378. What is bio and physics syllabus for midterm? Am I your bio and physics teacher, Dhanush? No. How would I know? Obviously, it will be posted on your groups. Just wait. Just wait. It will be posted on your WhatsApp groups. You assume it should be apart from unit test. P block short notes. Should I use the NCERT or your class notes? J. P block के लिए you should use this thing. P block के लिए I would not suggest you to read my notes, of course. हाँ, P block के लिए I have also taught you from NCERT only. You can refer to NCERT. I think this week he should be Athar. Your math syllabus is also over, na Athar. So P block के लिए you can refer NCERT and solve previous year question. That is very important. Previous year question और any एक book कोई भी complete कर लो. Finish one book. I had answered no. All monosaccharides form, Ashutosh. Disaccharides in hot solution because hydrolyze करना पड़ेगा ना fructose glucose बनाने के लिए, इसीलिए. चलो, let's start. I think everybody is in. Yes. So here comes your first question. Bye bye sir. JEE boring. Random, हाँ कुछ भी. So this is your last Kahoot. Sanat, sorry man, I didn't read your message. Who was the first Field Marshal of India? This is one of the person I respect a lot. You will soon see a movie made on him. You will soon see a movie made on him. Who was the first Field Marshal of Indian Army? There has been only 2 Field Marshals awarded till date, for your knowledge. Yes, of course, all of you are wrong. It's not KM Cariappa. First Field Marshal was Sam Manekshaw after the Bangladesh War. Because of his brilliance, we won the Bangladesh War within 13 days. Right? KM Cariappa. And approximately 95,000 of the soldiers of Pakistan had surrendered. Just read his biography whenever you get time. KM Cariappa was the second Field Marshal of our country. Yes, KM Cariappa was the second Field Marshal of our country. 1986 he was awarded. Sam Manekshaw was awarded in 1973. It's me, Shreya, Samriddhi Tripathi, bye bye sir, Parinita in top 5. So here comes your next one. Which state named Wheeler Island as Abdul Kalam Island? This is a very good GK question. I think I have asked it also before. I don't know. Which state has recently named Wheeler Island as Abdul Kalam Island? Which is that state? Yes. And your answer is, it is Odisha. Odisha has named Wheeler Island as. Samriddhi shooting on top. Bye bye sir on second. Who is this? Shreya Emive Bantai on 4th. Jagrati in 5th. Last. India's first unmanned tank. Indian Army's first unmanned tank is Cobra, Astra, Muntra, Helena. Which of the following is Indian Army's first unmanned tank? Yes, and your answer is, of course, it is Muntra. Muntra is unmanned Indian Army tank. Tejas, Jagruti, Sakshi, Vismay, Samriddhi in top 5. Let's move ahead. In which state India and Mongolia conducted joint military exercise for nomadic elephant? India and Mongolia recently conducted a nomadic elephant ka joint military exercise. It was in which state? Astra is a missile, correct. It was in the state of common sense. Most of the elephants are in northeast. So it should be some northeastern state. So it is either Mizoram or Manipur. The correct answer is Manipur. So lot of changes in top 5. That's great. Emive Bantai, Tejas, Jagruti, Sakshi, Samriddhi in top 5. Last question. Which is India's first supercomputer? Which of the following is India's first supercomputer? India's first supercomputer. And the answer is yes, it is Param. Many of you know it. That's great. Obviously, people know कि हाँ इंडिया है तो इंडियन मिसाइल और बड़ी चीजें इंडियन नाम पे होती हैं. परम विज्ञान में से ही कोई होगा. तो let's see the top 5. On third we have Jagruti. Well played, Jagruti. On second we have Tejas. Well played, Tejas. And on top, Amive Bantai. I don't know who is this. 4 out of 5 correct. Sakshi and Karn in top 5. Well played, all of you. Yes, correct, Gaurav. Chalo, that's all. Tomorrow you can join in the same time. We'll start with mole concept. Why this is last Kahoot? Abbe revision 1 hour 15 minutes में I have to do one chapter का पूरा revision plus problems. So do you think so? 15 minutes का 10 minutes का Kahoot I'll be able to do? No. So it will not be possible. ठीक है? Thank you, Sri Lakshmi. Take care, Viresh. Bye bye, Pritesh. Take care, man. So many of you may not be attending the revision classes. For them, whatever you are preparing for, prepare very well, and may God bless you all the successes. Okay? And it was definitely a pleasure teaching you. Yes, definitely, Ravi. Chaitra, I will, but it won't be in that detail. Chaitra, what you can do is you can watch the very well played Naren. Chaitra, what you can do is you can watch the recorded videos of the last year, so that by the time when I come to first year ka organic, you will be knowing few things. Obviously, the chapter which I have taught in revision के बाद क्या होगा? Let's see, testing वगैरह होगा, and second year के topics में कुछ boards का वगैरह का होगा तो करेंगे, paper discussions वगैरह. Those who want revision tips, please contact on WhatsApp. This is not the right time for the revision tips. ठीक है बसवराज? तो Chaitra, the idea for you is watch the videos so that by the time I come to organic, you'll understand it better. The reason why I'm saying that is because the chapter which I finished in 1 month, obviously one class, if I'm taking it on it, it will be a revision kind of class. Okay, so that can't be done. I need another 15 days for that. So yes, definitely you can watch the videos so that when we come and discuss problems on it, I'll take every concept of problems so that you'll understand better. WhatsApp number. My WhatsApp number is available to everyone, man. It's on group. But anyways, I'll write here. Yes, I know it. So here comes my number, Gautam. You can take it. So Chaitra, you ask doubts, no? Chaitra, every video say whatever doubt you have, you ask. Obviously, Chaitra, it is very difficult to teach. You think about it. There are 20 lectures. It is difficult to teach. Even if I teach, it will not be in detail. So what I would suggest you is every lecture, one day you ask me doubts, whatever you have not understood. That can be clarified. Okay? And you are from which place? You are from which place, Chaitra? Then Hubli, so you should have. You are from which college? Got it. You have taken online classes, kya? So Chaitra, you can visit me in Hubli. You do the following: you watch the videos, visit me in Hubli, and clarify your doubts in Hubli. I stay in Hubli only. That will not be a problem. Okay? We can do that. Right? Chalo. Take care, guys. All of you. Enjoy Madi. Some doubt solving and all other. That's all. Chalo, guys. I'll be ending here. Signing off. Thank you all for being so patient. Right? I am in Hubli, Naren. I am in Hubli. And yeah, enjoy your life, guys. Have a good life, career, exams, everything ahead. Bye, all of you. Yes, Athar. Alone, Chandan, alone. Bye, Mukta. Chalo, guys, I need to leave. If there is anything you need, please contact me on my WhatsApp. ठीक है? चलो, take care, guys.